Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we will be making some beans. So what we're gonna need, this is how to make fresh homemade beans that you can always refry later on. So what we will be needing today is raw, obviously, beans. I'm using the Peruvian bean. It's one of my favorites. I'm not a big fan of beans. Let me start off there. But if I'm gonna eat beans, it's gonna be the Peruvian bean. And I like it better than the pinto bean, or any black beans are out of the question for me. But you can pick whichever kind of bean you want and you can cook them all the exact same way. So here we go. Okay, so what we're gonna be needing is beans. I have about 2.5 cups of beans here, previously rinsed. You want to rinse them because sometimes they still have a little dirt on them. I'm going to need 2 garlic cloves, salt to taste, but the salt doesn't come in until later. And I have about 2 cups of water here. We might need some more. So what we want to do is you're going to take your beans, put them in a pot, and we're gonna add the water and the 2 garlic cloves, and we will be needing some more water because, as you can tell, you want enough water to cover the top of the beans and a little extra on top. So we're gonna add another 2 cups of water, so about 6 cups so far. So we're adding another 2 cups of water, and I'm gonna have some on reserve because the beans will absorb a lot of water when they start cooking. We're gonna turn our stove on, and this is gonna be on medium-high heat, and all you're gonna do is you're just gonna let them be. We're gonna cover them, leave a little bit of a lip open so that the steam can come out, and we're gonna leave them on the stove and for about 45 minutes. We'll come back in 45 minutes and check the beans and see what the progress is so far. You're not adding salt yet. They're hard, so they're not gonna absorb anything. So we're just gonna wait and come back in a few minutes. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes since I put the pot on the stove. As you can see, the beans have started to change their shape and their color, but they're not cooked yet. So what I'm gonna do is, as you can also tell, the water has been evaporating, and we are gonna need to add more water. So if you can see the change in the bean, it's starting to dry up. So we're gonna add more water. I added another 4 cups of water. I'm just gonna give it a quick stir. And now I'm gonna lower the heat to one of the lower settings. Mine is on a 2, which it's right before the low setting. Okay, I forgot to mention why I put the garlic in it. It's not so much for flavor, but it helps the beans release some of the gas that makes people bloated when they eat beans. So the garlic, aside from giving them flavor, it's also going to help release some of those gases so that you don't have a stomach ache afterwards when you're eating them. So I have lowered the heat to the beans. I'm going to cover them again, and we're going to let it sit here. I have my timer on. I have another 18 minutes to go, and then we'll check on them again. Remember to keep an eye on them because you might need to add more water later again. See you in a bit. Okay, it's been about another 30 minutes. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, beans take a very long time to cook. So we're checking them again. See, remember how they had kind of shriveled up earlier, kind of looked like they were drying out. Now they're rehydrating again, but they're still super hard, and they've gotten bigger, and they have absorbed more water. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add more water. I'm gonna add another 2 cups of water. You always wanna have water on reserve. And if you can add hot water to it, it's a lot better because it'll keep with the heat and it won't cool the pot down or the water and the beans down, and then wait for it to reboil all over again. Okay, added more water. We're gonna cover it again, let it boil, and we're waiting until the beans are soft. Once the beans soften up, that's when we can add our salt. So see you back in a bit. Okay, time to check our beans. I am taking out the garlic. The other one is hiding somewhere in here. So just give it a quick stir. You can remove the garlic or you can leave it in. But I don't like the garlic in it, so I'm taking it out. And now at this point, what I'm gonna do, check the beans. See, they're starting to get soft. You can squish them with your fingers. They're starting to pop like this one. You could see that it's kind of blistered right here. So we're just squeezing and it falls apart. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my salt and I'm gonna add some more water because I wanted to give it another boil with the water. Oh, there's the garlic. With the water, the new water that we're gonna be adding in. And I'm just taking out the... Okay, on my spoon I have a teaspoon and a half of salt. I'm gonna add it to the beans and mix it in. And I'm gonna add water. How juicy or how dry you want your beans is up to you. You want to leave them a little juicy. So now that we've added the salt and the water, we're going to let them boil one more time. And then as soon as they start boiling, we're going to taste them for salt and make sure that we have enough salt. If we need more salt, at that point is when we will add some more. One final check on our beans. And see how they've all popped already, majority of them. I've already tasted them for salt and they are perfect the way they are, so I'm not going to add any more. If you accidentally add too much salt to your beans, you can either add more liquid, more water, and that will kind of wash out the additional salt, or you can also throw in a half-peeled potato in it, and it'll absorb a lot of the salt that you put in your food. If you ever do that, potatoes usually work to absorb the food. So we're going to turn off our beans since they're all done, and we're going to enjoy.